What's going on, guys? It's Troydan here. And today, we got NBA players who fought WWE wrestlers. What? I have no idea what this means. I don't know if it's... I assume it's NBA players that have stepped into the ring. I know of some, of course, Dennis Rodman. He was, I think, one of the greatest crossovers that... The guy that touched a kid, that I forget what his name is, the mailman, they call him something. He was a pro wrestler at one point, and there's a bunch. I'm sure we'll see them. Link in the description below. Make sure to sub 30 times. Go.
Basketball and wrestling are two completely different sports.
Shaq.
So what happens
Shaq
when
was in
NBA
there.
players find themselves face to face with a WWE wrestler? Well, when WWE made a stop at Madison Square Garden in New York, a former center for the New York Knicks decided to stop by.
Oh, I think I saw
WWE
this.
welcomed Enes Kanter into the ring, but the New York fans
Sorry, I just heard
welcomed Enes Kanter into the
penis.
WWE welcomed Enes Kanter into the ring, but the New York fans didn't have the same response.
People in New York not really feeling their former hero.
Before Kanter could say anything, R-Truth came walking out with his 24/7 championship in hand. Truth gave his friend a big hug and tried to get the crowd to appreciate the NBA player. Kanter showed his true colors by shoving R-Truth in the face and pinning the champion. On top of stealing the 24/7 championship, Enes Kanter
He
came
was a
more to
heel!
the wound by revealing a Boston Celtics jersey underneath his shirt. The New York crowd boiled with rage, but luckily, R-Truth rolled up his former friend and won back the 24/7 championship.
That's so stupid. I had no idea this happened. I know he showed up, but I had no idea he did this. He went to New York and then came. Oh, that's great. Had the Boston jersey on, the heel. Oh, that's good stuff, Ennis. Good stuff. Penis.
2 years later, WWE returned to Madison Square Garden. Sami Zayn was competing in a 5-on-5 tag team match, but had a surprise for the New York crowd. Zayn welcomed Trey Young, a player for the Atlanta Hawks.
Wait, what is
and some of
happening?
the New York fans had a special hatred for. Despite the boos, Sami Zayn was all smiles as he welcomed his friend. The match eventually got started as Trey Young watched intently on the outside. One of Sami's opponents, Rey Mysterio, started building momentum and got ready for his signature move, the 619. Sami denied Mysterio's iconic finisher and began attacking Rey. The ref pulled Zayn away, which prompted Trey Young to start choking the masked wrestler. Thankfully, the referee caught the outside interference and told the NBA star to take a timeout and head backstage.
What the hell?
Things didn't fare much better for Sami Zayn, as he was hit by double 619s and the big ending, forcing Zayn to leave New York in defeat.
Great. That was good
Being
stuff.
one
I
of
had
the
no
most
idea that
popular
happened.
and loudest personalities in NBA history, Shaquille O'Neal was a perfect fit for WWE. Shaq's first time in a WWE ring came in 2009.
I was gonna say, Shaq's been on the WWE a bunch of times, a whole bunch, like not just once.
7'1" basketball player was the guest host for WWE's flagship show, Raw. Shortly after kicking off the show, O'Neal was
It's
introduced to
the
WWE's
Big
giant,
Show.
The Big Show. Show and Shaq had some trash talk, leading the basketball player to challenge the wrestler to a match. Big Show said no, but that didn't stop
He's
the two
taller than the
giants
Big
from
Show.
getting physical. Later that night, Shaquille O'Neal was the special guest enforcer for Big Show's tag team match. The world's largest athlete ended up being a bad sportsman and intentionally got himself disqualified. Big Show then taunted O'Neal, and the NBA star got into the ring.
How did he get his
like
clothes
something
off?
out of a Godzilla movie, O'Neal and Show shoved each other and grabbed at one another's throats. Thanks to some help from Crime Time, Big Show's opponents, Shaquille
man,
O'Neal
when I
was able
got-
to give his
one of the
rival
dudes
a
passed
huge
away.
shoulder tackle and
I forget. Oh man, I forget his name. Passed away. The Crime Time dude.
send the WWE star packing. This wasn't their last encounter though. Over 6 years later, the Big Show and Shaquille O'Neal came face to face again at WrestleMania. The two giants both entered the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and surprisingly decided to team up. They chokeslammed Kane, and when the other wrestlers tried to gain up on them, O'Neal and Show sent everyone flying. The Giants eventually found themselves alone and tried to choke each other out. Unfortunately,
what is
the fight
Shaq
was
got on his
interrupted,
feet?
and Big Show and Shaquille O'Neal were thrown out of the ring and eliminated. This next NBA star we're going to talk about is a bit different, but really awesome. Giant Gonzalez was not only a WWE wrestler, but also an NBA player.
What? Giant Gonzalez played in the NBA? I'm just baffled. What?
The Giant was drafted to the Atlanta Hawks in 1988 and became one of the first Argentine players to be drafted to an NBA team. Unfortunately, Gonzalez's NBA career didn't last long due to a knee injury he suffered a couple of years earlier. With basketball no longer an option, the Giant decided to give wrestling a try. Giant Gonzalez made his WWE debut at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Standing at 7 foot 7 inches,
What a
Giant Gonzalez became the
terrible
tallest
gimmick.
wrestler in WWE
What
history.
is-
and his
what
record
are we
is yet to
looking
be
at?
broken. Gonzalez only wrestled a few matches in WWE, but his fights against The Undertaker are still legendary. The Argentine Giant even competed against The Phenom at WrestleMania.
Dude, like,
and
why?
manhandled
How did
the Dead Man? In fact, The Undertaker wasn't able to pin Gonzalez or make him submit. The reason Gonzalez lost was that he used a towel to choke out Taker. That alone makes Giant Gonzalez the most dominant NBA player to ever fight
he beat
a WWE
Undertaker?
wrestler. Hugh Jackman, the actor who played Wolverine, also got into a fight with a WWE wrestler. To see what happened, watch this video on superhero actors.
Bro, you're missing a great one here. The greatest spot in the WWE. Remember the big boulder?
Beat that nigga ass.
Classic.
Beat that nigga ass.
Oh, they got a lot of trouble for that. I think that was really the end of it anyway. Yeah, I think there was no script on the VAR scene. Just kind of went wild. They said they'll never do that one again. Either way, Trey Young, I had no idea Trey Young made an appearance. I feel like there's some other ones this guy might have missed, but I guess he said WWE or NBA wrestlers, or sorry, I can't even talk, NBA players that attacked WWE wrestlers. So maybe we're missing some of those. I really should. Dennis Rodman, man. I'm telling you, that was the best. The NWO days. Go look it up. I'm not kidding. It's great. Guys, if you got a video like for me to watch or react to, you can tweet me at Troydan under the hashtag TroydanReacts. Thank you for watching, and kids, stay out of trouble.